Hello everyone, and welcome back to ASN Codes. My name is Abdul Sattar Nouri, and I will be your instructor to how this HTML course. In the previous video, I introduced ASN Codes and our mission of helping you learn web development and programming step by step. Today, we are beginning our HTML course with one of the most important questions that every beginner should know. What is HTML? If you're completely new to programming or web development, don't worry. I will explain everything step by step, using simple examples so that you can easily understand how HTML works. So let's get started. Before we begin, let's take a look at today's learning objectives. By the end of this lesson, you will understand what is HTML, what the name HTML actually means, why it is so important, and how it works together with CSS and JavaScript to create modern websites. Let's begin by understanding exactly what HTML is. So what exactly is HTML? HTML is the standard markup language used to create web pages. Its main job is to create the structure and content of the web page. It tells the browser which elements should appear on the web page. For example, HTML can be used to create headings, paragraphs, images, buttons, link, list, forms, and many other elements. Think about any website you visit. You will probably see a large heading, a paragraph, a button, navigation bar, links, and different sections. Nearly every website you visit uses HTML in some way. But instead of talking only about HTML, let me show you real examples. Let's take a look at a real website. Here I'm opening apple.com. If I right-click anywhere on the page and I choose Inspect, the browser shows me the HTML that builds this website. You can see here doc.type HTML, HTML, 8, body, div, footer, span, image, closing tag for body, closing tag for HTML. Notice all of these HTML elements. Don't worry if they look confusing right now. We will learn each one step by step throughout this course. Let me inspect something. I want to inspect the store. I click here and then on the store. I see that the store is H1. H1 stands for heading 1. H1 is the largest heading in HTML. And let me do one more thing. Let's do this one. I click here and I click on the computer. I see this is IMG. IMG stands for image in HTML. So I know this part of the website is an image. In fact, every website you visit built using HTML. Browsers read HTML to understand what content should appear on the page and how the content should be organized. Now that you know what HTML does, let's understand what HTML actually stands for. So let's start with the meaning of the word HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It might sound complicated at first, but don't worry. Let's break it down into 3 simple parts. Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext means that the web page can connect to another web page using links. For example, if you click on a link and it takes you to another page, that's hypertext. Right now, I'm inside Wikipedia. So if I click on English, it takes me to another page. This is called hypertext in HTML. Markup means that we use special tags to describe and organize the content of the web page. We tell the browser that something is heading, something is button, something is image or link. Now I will show you what markup means. For example, right-click here, inspect. I click on this one. Let's click on this one. I see it is used p tag. P is a special tag in HTML. It is used for paragraph. So we tell the browser that this part of the website should be paragraph. And finally, language means that HTML follows a specific rule that web browsers understand. So when we put all together, HTML is a markup language used to structure content on the web page. Here is a simple way to understand how HTML works with other web technologies. Imagine you're building a house. First, you need the structure of the house. You need the wall, doors, windows, and roof. That is similar to HTML. HTML creates the structure of the web page. Next, you want your house to look beautiful. You choose colors, decorations, furnitures, and overall appearance of your house. That is similar to CSS. CSS controls the design and overall appearance of the web page. And finally, you want your house to be interactive. You want the lights to turn on, doors to open automatically, or smart devices respond when you interact with them. That is similar to JavaScript. JavaScript adds functionality and interactivity in the system. Remember, without HTML, there would be nothing for CSS and JavaScript to work with. So why should you learn HTML first? The first reason, HTML is relatively easy to learn. You don't need to be an expert developer to start writing HTML. The second reason is that HTML is the foundation of web development. Before you can properly understand how websites are designed and made interactive, first you need to understand their structure. HTML also makes learning CSS easier because you already understand the elements that CSS designs. When you move on to JavaScript, you already understand the elements that JavaScript interacts with. That's why HTML is the perfect point for everyone to become a web developer. Let's quickly review what we learned today. We learned that HTML is the standard markup language used to create web pages. We learned that HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. We also learned that HTML creates the structure of every web pages and works together with CSS, JavaScript to create modern web pages. Before our next lesson, I would like you to complete a simple exercise. Visit your favorite website. Right-click anywhere on the page. Choose Inspect. Take a few minutes and explore the HTML elements. Don't worry if you don't know everything yet. We will learn everything throughout this course. Now that you understand what is HTML, why it is so important, it is time to write some HTML. In the next lesson, we will learn HTML document structure. We'll use Visual Studio Code as a code editor. That's where your journey from theory to practical web development really begins. Thank you for watching Lesson 1 of our HTML course. I hope you now have a clear understanding of what HTML is, why it is the foundation of every website. If you found this lesson helpful, please subscribe to ASN Codes and press the bell icon so you don't miss the future lessons. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment below. I'll be happy to answer them. Keep learning, keep practicing, keep building. I'll see you in the next lesson. Happy coding!